Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Caves of Cud. So someone informed me in the comments of the previous episode, and thank you very much to that person, that butchery is fully automatic. When you walk over a corpse, your character will automatically and instantly take whatever is useful off of the corpse, so there's actually no reason for us to just be carrying around 60 pounds worth of dead salamander. That said, there are aesthetic reasons, you know, it's funny in some ways. Also, as someone else noted in the comments, potentially going to upset some salamanders, so there's probably good mechanical reasons not to so much. Do we need these bones? I have no idea. If we hit our weight limit, these will be the first thing to go. But right now we have plenty of carry weight left over, and who knows? Who knows when we might encounter a reason to have a bone or to throw a bone at someone. Alright, so we're still just kind of wandering around. We have encountered a thing here, a shrine to Xurper, the Marigold Miniature Glacier. That's probably... the story of how that name came about is probably pretty intense. So deep in Harashur, Xurper stumbled upon a clan of hermits performing a secret ritual. Because of her glacial eyes, they accepted her into their fold and taught her their secrets. Okay, let's just make a note of that. Listen, we know so much about the sultans nowadays. Okay, let's just continue to wander around this ruin a bit. By the way, thank you for all the positive comments and everything. It has been, so far, a real delight to go through the comments on this series. This, right here, this is something I think we actually want, right? This is slime? Yeah. 250 drams of slime, yo! Alright, we probably don't need that much, but I definitely want to take some, because it turns out slime is maybe actually useful. So let's combine a couple of these water skins. I don't know if there's a way to do this automatically. It feels like there should be a button that's just like, hey, combine all the stuff in my water skins. And actually, hold on a second. Do we know that 64 drams is the amount that these can hold? It doesn't actually say. I just assumed that because that was the largest, that's the largest amount we've ever seen in one water skin. Let's see what happens if I try to pour into a container that already has 64 drams of water in it. Okay, max 0, yes. That is in fact the most. I want to pour it into that container then. Alright, and now we have one that we can fill with slime. Actually, I mean, we'll fill both. There's no reason not to, right? And we can always just pour it out later. Unless, I suppose it is possible that once a container has had slime in it, you can't trivially just put other stuff in there. You know, it might leave a residue. And in most video games, I would say, well, that doesn't seem like a very video gamey thing to happen. Here, I think it's 100% possible. Absolutely possible. Also, we just discovered a treasure chest. Oh yeah, burnt capacitors. Okay, cool. We got treasure. That's the most video game thing that's happened to us in quite some time. Listen, I don't want to imply that I'm not having a lot of fun, because I am having a lot of fun. We probably have enough bones. Why are there so many bones here, though? Yeah, but I don't want to imply that I'm not having fun, but there are definitely things about this game that are not video gamey in sort of what we might think of as the modern sense of that term. Ooh, my leather armor cracked. I really thought I was going to just kind of let that croc have it, but we took a lot of damage there. I am now concerned about our continued survival. Hey, they're both rated as these are just normal crocodiles. Maybe they got lucky? That really hurt, though. We could try to back up and... Unfortunately, there are no locations nearby where we would actually be able to only be attacked by one of them, but they might not be smart enough to surround us if we back up into a corner here. It's like right here. That other one would have to figure out that he needs to, you know, go northeast and then wander around, and that might at least give us enough time to fight this one. So what is my plan here? We do have some weird options available to us. We could hit the Hulk Honey. Just, you know, a desperate situation where you just take a hit of that Hulk Honey. So, temporary HP, huge strength boost, but suffer 1% of your maximum hit points and damage each round for 41 to 50 rounds. This can't actually kill you, though, so as long as we win the fight with the Crocs quickly, the Hulk Honey won't kill us. We'll just have to heal up after it runs out, which is fine, right? I think that's probably fine. I'm a little worried. Maybe I'm overreacting here, but I'm gonna hit this Hulk Honey. Your muscles bulge grotesquely. Hey, judgmental. I think my muscles have bulged in quite an attractive way, thank you. Hit for 7 damage with your Steel Vine Reaper. Yeah, show these guys who's boss. This chameleon came out of nowhere, he gets splattered. Where's that other croc? Show him who's boss. Mess with the Hulk. This is actually not working all that well. I mean, I'm hitting him. I'm just not hitting him for very much. This is just a normal crocodile, right? Yeah, man. He's like, I don't know if it's that he is way tougher than other crocs have been, or if it's like something about being bloody. It's just making him a total badass. This salamander is also hostile to me. I'm not even covered in salamander corpses anymore. So frankly, I feel like this is a little unfair. I feel picked on here. Alright. Croc down. We have 6 HP left. And that honey is going to keep leeching our health out pretty quickly, but this guy is only 9 health. He's dodgy, but he doesn't have a lot of armor. I love that I'm able to now look at these stats and have some idea of how it's going to be to fight a thing. We're learning, we're getting there. I think we can melee him to death. So we hit him for all but 1 of his health there. No! We were so close! All I needed was to hit him 1 more time successfully. I am so bummed out by that. On the 23rd of Kisu, Aksu were killed by a salamander. Probably what I should have done when we got down to like 9 HP was engage sprint and try to dodge around all those pillars, get a little bit of distance and start shooting at people. But to be perfectly honest with you, I thought I was being a little bit overcautious with the Hulk Honey and that it was definitely going to pull us through the situation and that I was going to look a little silly for even having used it. So, one thing we are learning here is that I am routinely underestimating the danger that things pose to us. It's important to know. We're just going to go ahead and save that tombstone file. And I guess, let's get back out there. I really appreciate, by the way, I was starting to say this, then I got distracted because we found a thing. I really appreciate that people are cool with the very, very slow pace that we've taken here, because I know it's really slow, but I think that's the right way to engage with a game like this. This thing is very, very dense, mechanically, and honestly flavorfully. And it does not it behooves us to take it at its pace, to try to play the way the game wants us to play, I think. So let's go ahead and we're going to do another Truekin. I'm not going to rebuild the same character, but I did like playing a melee character. I know we haven't had excuse me. I know we haven't had a tremendous amount of success with the tinkering, but I do still want to try to be a tinker. But maybe a little bit more agility. We were missing a fair amount in combat there. Accuracy with weapons is important. Oh, toughness can't be that low. It would be good to have more health too. Where do we want to go here? I'm trying to remember exactly what the important intelligence thresholds were for the tinkering stuff. Because we might... You know what? Let's do that dual wield thing. That we'll take that dual wield archetype. So we probably want to focus agility a little bit more. And that means we do need to put more points into intelligence. What if we do something like... Ego impacts our ability to haggle, but I'm kind of thinking we do this. Take a little damage to our ego modifier to have a reasonable amount of strength, some agility that then will be augmented even higher, and I believe intelligence 21 was Tinker 1, right? I think that's the requirement. All right, and then we we become a Syzygireor. An additional 3 agility. It seems very powerful to me. +2 to saves versus bleeding, dual wield, and ambidexterity, and we're good at jungles. I mean, this seems like it could be cool. And then I'm going to level with you. I really, really, really liked having night vision. Is there a better thing that we could take for, like, actually being good at melee combat? It was that last character, it was like, combat was sort of an afterthought. Let's try to put a little bit more effort into being good at melee. I guess if I don't use night vision, then we have to find another light source, or one of my hands is going to be taken up by a torch anyway. Let's just do the night vision. The night vision was really effective last time. We only have 16 HP, which is not great. It's a thing we're going to have to focus on improving a little bit, but we should be very killy here. And I'm a big believer that the best defense is a good offense. Alright, one more time in Joppa. If we start in a random village in the Salt Marsh, we get Harvestry for free. And now that we know, like, what the value of that is... Or a random village in the hills, that could be interesting for free butchering. Let's just do Joppa one more time. We're going to starting in other villages in the near future. But what if we just killed every enemy before they had a chance to damage us? Alright, it is the 13th of Uruks. The Warden is not murdering Mehmet, which I'm really thankful for. Can you please... Oh, somebody suggested that I actually do this water ritual. I keep not doing this because I'm like, hey, water. Water's important. Water's both money and also I need it to live. But what happens if we do the water ritual? Your thirst is mine. My water is yours. You share your water with Mehmet and begin the water ritual. Your reputation with the villagers of Joppa has changed, and then... all the people... Okay, so be careful about doing this with people who are disliked. My suspicion is that our reputation with oozes was never going to be very good, but I'm a little disappointed that I've upset the trees. My reputation with the villagers of Joppa is not so good. Mehmet can award an additional 100 reputation if I... Okay, there are other things we could do... Oh, we could ask people to join us by, like, actually befriending them instead of having to use magic powers or our proselytization ability. Here, live and drink, buddy. And we can learn skills that way, too. That's actually really interesting. Thank you to the person who suggested that, whose name I did not note, because I am very irresponsible. Can you please tell me about the thing that you need me to do? Because one of these days we're actually going to do it. I like our sprite this time. We have a very different sort of appearance. Oh, speaking of our stuff this time, I should actually look at our stuff. So, first of all, what are we equipped with? We have a Vineweave tunic, which is white and green apparently. Swaddled in green growth, its wearer becomes another country cloaked in time-eaten statue. Plus 2 DV while occupying the same tile as foliage. Yo, this is actually great. That seems pretty cool. A sun and moon mask that actually has stats on it. Just looking at it makes me feel uneasy, which is why I usually keep my face on the insidey parts. We have a panther's cloak. A cloak made of dark fabric which hangs with supernatural heaviness even in a strong wind. Not a cloak made of a panther, the kind of cloak that a panther would wear. Presumably. For some reason, we've been equipped with a two-handed weapon, despite the fact that we started with dual-wielding skill, but we do have a bunch of other weapons in our hands. I will say, 6 penetration, 2d4 damage is actually really good relative to a lot of the stuff we've seen. And then, of course, a high explosive grenade. Every character should start with a high explosive grenade. Let's go look at our skills and see exactly what, how much value are we getting out of dual-wielding. Chance to attack with an offhand weapon is increased. This is an activated ability. Make an attack with every hand, including extra hands, granted by mutation or technology. Seems pretty great. Offhand weapon strike chance. So I'm assuming that offhand strikes is the actual implementation of the bonus that is in the description of dual wield instead of an additional bonus. You know, so that we're not receiving 2 different boosts to our offhand chance. Oh, no, maybe not. Chance to strike with an offhand weapon increases considerably, and Flurry's cooldown is reduced. And if we could get 2-weapon fighting, which is very expensive and requires a whole lot of agility, it goes up to 70 on 75% of your attacks. You get to swing both weapons. That seems very, very good. And Flurry costs nothing, right? It's just a cooldown, so you should use this like all the time. Okay, I think I get that. We are not particularly skilled with any class of weapon. So really, I think we just wanna... We do want to be wielding 2 weapons. Because Flurry seems great, and it's definitely way more effective if you're holding more than one weapon. So this carbide hammer, is this a 2-hander? It doesn't say it's a... Will two-handed weapons always say that they are two-handed in their name? This has no other indication of that, so I assume so. Alright, let's remove that. We will definitely main hand wield the carbide hammer. This seems like a really, really good melee weapon. And then in the left hand, we do have a kukri. I mean, this is the winner, right? The steel longsword. It is worth noting these are two different weapon groups, so once we have enough skill points to start investing in specific weapon skills, we'll probably want to be dual-wielding weapons that are from the same skill. For right now, I think it probably doesn't matter. Okay, I feel tough-ish. We gotta remember, we don't have a huge amount of armor value, but we are very dodgy. That can be super powerful, but that also means that our damage mitigation is going to be spiky and difficult to control. One thing I like a lot about a sort of an armor-based defense curve is that it tends to be, you take consistent damage so you can predict what will happen. Then again, you know, maybe we just die. Maybe we just die. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so we'll try to pick up tinkering and stuff. We have lots of intelligence, which means we will get lots of skill points, and we're a truekin. So in theory, as long as I can keep us alive, we should be okay. Yeah. Let's take his quest. We actually don't have a... Oh, no, I do have... Oh, I have my grenade, sure. We also have 3 salve injectors. I think we probably want to give him a salve injector before a grenade, right? I definitely want to give him stuff. Hold on. We'll let's go first of all, steal everything in town that's not nailed down, and secondly, go trade with the Dromad merchant. Because we might be able to get a hold of relatively cheaply, get a hold of an artifact that we don't really care about. I kind of like the ones we're holding. I'd like to keep them and use them. Sorry, closed door, loot chest. Oh, wow. Yep, and there's an artifact in here and everything. What is going on in this chest? I almost feel bad. Almost, he says. Yes, I do want to steal everything from this. Okay, bunch of torches. I could probably just sell all my torches, huh? I don't really need to be carrying these around. I have night vision. I like to imagine that a character with night vision is just wearing Sam Fisher goggles at all times. They're implanted, you can't get them out. Okay, some fractured microchips and some general stuff. You know, the kind of stuff you might sell to a merchant. Alright, let's have a look at this artifact. We should be reasonably good at identifying this because obviously we have very high intelligence. Oh, it's a freeze grenade. Just a freeze grenade. That seems useful. Alright, my friend, let us trade. So you have some... you don't have a lot of cheap artifacts, unfortunately. A couple of 66s, maybe? Yuckwheat? Oh, I should mention, it has been brought to my attention by a couple of people, some of them in the comments of the last episode, that book that was telling us about disease cures that seemed like it was making reference to real in-game things, and so probably was real disease cures. Not only is that real, but the information on how to cure diseases is actually different each game. So if you can find that book, it's important to read it. It's a good thing for us to know for the future. Ooh, look at how jewel-encrusted this bronze dagger is. I actually really like this system of coloring the text to indicate the color of the item. So let's see. This guy does have he does have a corroded or not a corroded. He has muskets. Muskets is what I was going to talk about, and then I looked up and I was like, ooh, circuit boards, because I'm very easily distracted. So he does have a musket. Obviously, that's not like our character's whole thing here, but ranged weapons are smart to have just in general, right? So let's sell him stuff we know we're not going to need. We don't need that. I can't imagine using a steel vine reaper, and that one's very valuable. The steel warhammer 2d2 damage is what the average damage value on that is not super high. 2.5. Well, no, it's 2, so it would be 3 because it's 2d2. So yeah, that's considerably worse than a lot of the weapons that we are already carrying. I think we can just part with a lot of this stuff. So that's 27 drams worth of stuff. I certainly don't need 2 short bows. We'll hold on to 1 short bow. We should absolutely have a ranged weapon. If we buy the musket, I will just sell the other short bow. So that's 31 drams worth of value that we're generating there. We don't have a ton of food on us. We do have those greens, and those greens seem to be like pretty good at filling you up, and also, I imagine, pretty healthy for you. I don't know if that's a concept that really exists in the game. We may as well sell these torches. So we can definitely afford to buy this bear jerky. Is yuckweed stem food, like just a food that we could eat, or is this something we have to cook with? Children cry at the crisp snip of a yuckweed stem, as they have for hundreds of years. They bawl and flail and writhe from their mother's grasps, deaf to reassurances of the plant's medical potency. Snipped and crushed, the stem tastes acidic on their tongues, and their faces contort in children's agony. That is a particularly harsh kind of agony. But they sleep better at night, or so their mothers say. So yeah, yuckweed seems like it's really valuable, based on the book that we read before. Which, again, might not actually be the case in this instance of the game. We can probably sell off these extra clothes, so we're going to be able to take away very little water from this exchange, and we certainly can't afford to buy any artifacts. I think I'm fine with this trade as it is. So we have over 200 pounds of carry weight available to us. And I think I am just going to go pass off. I mean, a high explosive grenade seems useful. A freeze grenade also seems useful. I think we're going to give this guy two of our salve injectors. It is nice that you can get a nice boost of XP right here in town so easily. Alright. I will, in fact, get you some copper wire. Someday. I swear to you, one day I will complete this quest. It's gonna happen. Don't tell me it's not gonna happen. Have some faith. I can feel you all out there not having faith in me, and I know, I get it, because I also don't actually have faith in me, but I think if we all together decide that I could do a good job, maybe I will, for the first time ever. A shrine to Malexis IV, Shat, legendary guard dog's companion. Wait, is Malexis IV are Malexis IV and Shat both his names, or is one of them the name of the companion and the other one is the name of the dog? I don't understand this. This shrine depicts a significant event from the life of the ancient Sultan Malexis IV. While wandering around Shallop, Malexis IV discovered Sharmsimur. There she befriended fungi and built a glass gazebo. That's not a very significant story. But now we know where Shallop is, and we could go there and get XP and then run away from there very, very fast, because it's probably filled with it's filled with fungus. Fungus isn't necessarily hostile. I do not feel like I have a good grasp of exactly how far away we can get from town with it still being safe to wander. Oh, I lost my bearings. So where even am I right now? Okay, we're down in the lower, down toward the bottom of the screen, in the lower right. Let's say, I wonder if there's a button you can tap that just, like, pops up a little ring around you. That is a thing that might be useful here. So we kind of want to be going generally eastward, right? So I think we're still 2 tiles to the west of Shallop, which is a place that holds a great deal of experience for us. The other thing we could totally do... Oh, wait. Something's going on up there. 6122 Beetle Boy. A droid who shares the stature and girth of a short, rotund man. Their hull is covered in verdigris, and for limbs they bear a broad shovel and a hacksaw. Am I remembering what verdigris is? Isn't that the stuff that comes from... No, that's ambergris. I'm thinking of ambergris. I was gonna say... Is he from a whale? Did he just escape from a whale? A reprogrammed scrap shoveler, a droid who shares the stature and girth of a rotund man. Okay, so he's been reprogrammed. Both of these have been reprogrammed by the mechanimists, and we do not want to fight them, but for the moment, they're feeling pretty chill. Hold on, sorry, I closed look mode. I wanted to continue looking. Mechanimist rummagers, they're all pretty... They're cool with us being around here. Is one of them a traitor? A luminous horseshoe. So if we... Oh, this is a tonic. Okay, I was like, why is there a duration on this mushroom? If we use it as a tonic, it causes us to cast light in a radius 2, and also heal, and also gives us poison and cold resistance and poison immunity. That's a pretty good kind of mushroom. And you are a mechanimist pilgrim. The pilgrim wears a costume of humility, simple frock, wide-brimmed hat, cerulean scarf, slouched back, and weary eyes. It is interesting that he is equipped with 2 water skins. Like, we're not seeing his inventory there. Those are his actively equipped things. Like, he's holding water skins in each hand, just sitting there. Well, I mean, let's go talk to him. Should be safe to do, right? Hail, friend, and well met. Oh, right. Also, you can ask about your location. I was just going to trade with him, but he doesn't have anything fun. Well, that's a shame. Would anybody mind if I took this mushroom? Okay, well, good. Nobody did, because I auto-got it, and I didn't realize I was going to do that. Okay, so we got a couple of luminous horseshoes. I'm wondering if there will be more of them further north, because there was one right up against the northern edge of the screen. What is that thing on the ground there? Is it just a rock? It is a cracked lens. Okay, well, I would like that, please. Yo, there's all kinds of tech garbage. They must have been dropping stuff as they were traveling. Either that or they're here because this is like some kind of... I don't know, some kind of robot graveyard, but like, hell yeah, give me all this sludge. Sludge? No, all this garbage. Also, I guess it must be getting... I still don't have a good sense of how to tell what time of day it is. But, it's good that light is returning to the world. Oh, wait a second. What is this over here? Chromelings. Thatched together out of scrap metal, they teeter. What was the artist and maker thinking while banging metal into a likeness? They occupy a point between poles on several axes. Halfway between chimp and human, halfway between child and adult. They are small, and there are shadows under their chrome cheek. So they're just equipped with a bunch of stuff. They're totally neutral. I mean, are they... I guess they're beings, not statues, right? I'm wondering if we could just go over there and take the things they're holding, if they would have feelings about that, because I like stuff. This one is a different color. Ooh, he is a distinguished Barathumite Archanaut. Okay, he's loved by the Barathrumites, and disliked for some villagers for eavesdropping on their secret ceremonies. Would you like to have a quick chat? Oh, here's the thing. Your thirst is mine, and my water is yours. I don't have oil, right, because he's a robot man. Okay, well, let's just trade then. Ooh, he has stuff. He has an illuminated book that there's no way we will be able to afford. He also has a bunch of data disks that I would really, really like. Like, looking at this guy's inventory, I'm immediately like, ooh, if only we could kill him and just take it all. So they're out here scavenging, I guess. Just as I am out here scavenging. But they have found better stuff, or they brought some amount of this better stuff with them. Am I allowed to just read this right from his inventory? No, but I am allowed to look at it. This book is adorned with decorative marginalia, and as such is worth a hell of a lot of money. I mean, it's a white text book, so it doesn't have information in it, probably. It's just procedurally generated nonsense. By the way, I have heard people on the procedurally generated books. Sometimes we will read them. I'm not gonna read every one we come across. But ones that have particularly enticing titles, we'll check out, because it seems like people actually were enjoying that. I do kind of want to get this artifact off of him. We could trade a bunch of our salvaged garbage. Plus we have this copper nugget, which is relatively valuable. We actually don't have a ton of water, which makes me a little reluctant to just give him a lot of water in exchange. These horseshoes are actually quite valuable. And we don't need... Like, I like the healing part. We don't need them for light, though, so I wonder if we're better off just trading these away. This could end up being worth nothing, I guess, is the real danger here. You know what? Let's not take it. I'm bummed out that we can't make friends with this dude. Is this their stuff? It's just a bunch of honey. Just a water skin full of honey. Add simple disease prevention-based effects to cooked meals. I mean, if I try to take a thing that doesn't belong to me, like that they're going to be upset about, will the game tell me? Like, am I gonna... I'm gonna take it, and if we die, you know, it's not like we've invested a ton of time in this character. So take the thing. No hostility. Okay. And also we'll just auto get these star apples. You know, I guess they don't need to eat, so why would they care about food on the ground? We get all of the salvage stuff. It looks like we picked it all up. At least I don't see... Nope, there's something up there still. A burnt capacitor. Well, once we learn how to tinker, we're definitely going to have the tools to tinker a bit. I suppose we did level up. We can maybe go and start learning to tinker right now. I am sure that I want to tinker, even though it never helps. Someday we will get some good value out of being a tinker. Okay, Tinker 1 is 19 intelligence, Tinker 2 is 23. I don't know what I was thinking of that wanted me to have 21 intelligence. There may not have been anything at all that was thresholded at 21 intelligence. Alright, well, let's just run to the left here and continue on our way toward our goal, but it was cool to run into some fascinating mechanical men and all of the stuff that they were salvaging. But wait, what is this? Oh, that's a crocodile that is chasing me. I mean, so with me being this level, no, he is not more than average difficulty. I'm just going to try to hack him up. So hit for 10 in total. Yeah, like we nearly killed him in a single blow, or a single attack. And our armor is enough to hold off his bite, at least some of the time. You swim through a pool of 2,000 drams of asphalt. Maybe I don't know what asphalt is. I thought it was... Hold on a second. Simple stability-based effects to cooked meals. You know, in case you want to eat a whole bunch of asphalt. Alright, listen, this is maybe not 100% professionalism. I'm going to tab out of the game for a second, which means the soundtrack is going to die. And I'm just going to... What is asphalt? Am I wrong? A mixture of dark bituminous pitch with sand or gravel. See, I thought of it as being way more solid than a thing you could swim through a pool of. But I guess if there's enough pitch and little enough gravel in it... I mean, listen, I don't want to swim through pitch. That doesn't sound like a great time either. I'm considering taking a bunch of it into a water skin. Is the part of the reason I really wanted to look that up and make sure I know what it is. Hold on, let's put this in the other water skin. And then, I mean, is that a crazy thing to do? It does add certain kinds of effects to meals. Maybe it would be good to have some asphalt around in case you want to drink some pitch. You know, I do know where I am. I guess I could stop doing this. I could go back to the world map. Before we do that, hold on a second. What is that? Some tar-encrusted bones. And that's perfect, is what the game is telling me. So we found, like, some tar pits. I'm just going to swim through some water here to purge the tar. And this is a dilute, brackish asphalt. It's asphalt that too much crappy water has gotten into. Huh. I mean, can I search tar-encrusted bones? Or I don't know that I want to just pick those up. Ooh, hey, there are stairs at the bottom of this screen. Let's go see what that's about. Some stairs down. Well, what's down them? I am prepared to flee. Oh, it's very dark down here. I guess, perhaps unsurprisingly. So we're down here at the bottom of the screen. There are amoebas. You know, the classic hostile amoebas. Unfortunately, we have very little in the way of ranged attacks right now, so we are less safe in combat than we are used to being. We should also be way more aggressive, way killier. But man, there's a lot of hostile stuff around me. That said, it is very dark in here, right? There's basically no light at all, except in a couple of places where like a glow pad is doing that thing glow pads do. Oh hey, this is all fresh water. Okay, so water that's glowing white like this is fresh water. That's interesting. So maybe we can take advantage of our superior senses and just kind of wander around without being immediately converged on. It does look like most of the enemies seem to be moving toward the glow pads. I think this amoeba just to our northwest might be able to see me, but I'm gonna go get that fresh water if I can. Wait, what happened there? The glow pad gained a level. The glow pad killed that thing? I thought they were just like lily pads. Have I fundamentally misunderstood the nature of these things? Because, like, giant centipedes are of average difficulty, and 2 of them were fighting this glow pad, and the glow pad killed one of them. It seemed like without much trouble. Kind of want to fight the amoeba, just because I think it's tracking me. Actually, I think multiple enemies are maybe tracking us. Yeah, some stuff is definitely aware of me. Alright, we have a lot of dodge. Things are missing me for the most part. Now we're slimed, which is not great. And I got hit for 10 damage that turn. This might be exactly the kind of time when someone wants to use Flurry, although I'm also considering using Sprint. I'm gonna sprint. I'm gonna sprint away because these enemies are they hit us for more than half of our HP in a single turn. I think that makes it unsafe for us to stand still for an additional turn. This guy, on the other hand, sorry, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do this and then this. This guy's getting the flurry. I hit him, and it didn't do the thing. And now I'm adjacent to multiple enemies again. So most things seem to not be very good at hitting me. The dodginess is working. I mean, I have a short bow, right? Oh, I also have grenades. Yo, let's throw a grenade at these dudes. T is throw? I'm gonna throw a grenade at that guy. Okay, we obliterated multiple enemies. I also took 12 damage. We extremely nearly died. I underestimated the size of the explosion that was going to cause. That said, I leveled up. Also, a Snapjaw Brute leveled up in the distance. So is this all freshwater? This whole pool is... Oh man. It is undamaged. Undamaged fresh water. That's the most important kind. Are the glow pads going to be mad at me if I take it? There's also slime over here. How many water skins do I have? We might be dumping out that asphalt. I don't think we should get rid of the honey. The honey seems really important. Do I think we need asphalt? Because I kind of want to take a thing full of slime. Slime seems like it's an important ingredient and stuff. But I also absolutely want to take all of the fresh water. Excuse me. All the fresh water we can get out of this cave. Is all of the water down here fresh? No, that's actually asphalt. In fact, most of the liquid down here is asphalt. Alright, I'm gonna dump out our asphalt here. Let's pour it nearby over there. All of it. Okay, cool. We're also going to remember to equip this freeze grenade in our thrown weapon slot. Just in case. And then we are going to fill up as many of our water skins as we can here with this precious fresh water. That's wild. It's like, it's not just the thing that finding water would be in a normal survival game, but also it's just like finding a bunch of naturally occurring money. We found a dollar bush. It's out in the wild. So how much of this stuff is fresh water? Okay. So we can pick up a lot of it from this tile. Unfortunately, I don't have any idea if there's a faster way to do this. Maybe it could be the case that we auto-get fresh water? I mean, like, I know it's not. We just moved through some of the fresh water without auto-getting it. But there is a control in the options menu for which things you will auto-get. I bet there's a way to let it auto-get fresh water, because it seems like a thing you would want to do all the time. Both of those are also good. Well, I feel really happy about this little adventure we've taken here. We're also very close to death, like incredibly close. And I imagine we would have died if not for the level up, right? So, a thing to remember. We were this close, and you can't see me, but you know what I'm doing with my fingers right now. So I kind of want to pick up Tinker 1 at this moment. I know we still want Disassemble, but at the moment we don't have anything to build, so there's not really any point in disassembling things. Let's do this first. We probably don't need Scoped as a schematic too much, because we're not really thinking ranged weapons here. Visored probably is a headwear thing. You know what, just teach me how to make high explosive grenades. Those seem incredibly effective, and maybe what we've accidentally built here is a Grenadier character. It wasn't what we were going for, but it may be what we've stumbled into. So how does one grenade? It's, oh right, I made a data disk. Let me learn the data disk. Okay, and then A and C. So metal and power systems. I feel like we see a lot of things that give C, right? Oh, we have 2 C's and 4 A's in our inventory, so as soon as we learn how to disassemble stuff, we will be able to make grenades. Yeah, that grenade was, like, way powerful. I just have to be a little bit more careful with them in the future is all. Is that a rock up there? That is, in fact, a boulder. The Argonaut is cool with us, right? We could just potentially chat with him. Let's trade. She walked up to us and shook her head. You don't really have a ton of stuff that I care about. We might want, like, the desert rifle would be cool to take, but do I have stuff enough to give you? Because that desert rifle's pretty cool. It's a hell of a lot better than the short bow. I mean, we do have 166 grams of water, so we wouldn't have to give her much. My suspicion is that in this place, it would actually be unwise to use the horse room to recover health, because we'll start glowing, and that'll make everything aware of us. So maybe we could give her, like... And we're still talking about a lot of our water here. But having a good rifle, we have the agility to use a rifle well. I don't have very much ammo. I'm not gonna do that trade. It's just, it's too much value. And we do still need water for the purposes of, like, drinking it, right? Okay, this is just salt water. Pretty straightforward stuff. Just have to be a little careful. We are naturally regenerating at a pretty decent clip. I do see the stairs, by the way. The stairs against the west side of the screen. So we can go further down in this weird little cave. Is this guy, is he under constant attack? Why is he an X? Oh, he is cleaved. He's in perfect health, but he has been cleft. There are amoebas to our north, and it looks like maybe one of them is aware of us. I mean, I can fight one amoeba. Let's give him the old flurry. Somehow he managed to roll a -1 on his attack roll after being flurried. That's just the effect we have on our foes. So our cooldown on that is 50 rounds right now. Realistically, once per fight. Hold on, what happened to him? He started bleeding when he ran across some young ivory, which is hostile, by the way. Hacked into rents in the shale are spinescent shoots of blooming ivory. Huh. Alright, I'm imagining we're going to be able to mash this dude up pretty easily. We're not all that far from our next level up. I'm going to try not to walk adjacent to the spooky stuff. Okay, we got stuck in the asphalt, which makes sense. Swimming through a pool of pitch should probably be harder than it is. So we want to fight while standing on the plant tiles as much as possible, right? Because we get extra dodge value from our armor this way. Boy, this guy does not want to die. I had to hit him a lot. We could very easily pick up some slime here, but I am reluctant to do so. Oof. Everything is really slippery. I don't know how obvious it is to people watching, but I keep sliding extra tiles. Whenever it happens, it does one of those like little arrows shooting in the direction that we slipped. Okay, Snapjaw just tried to fight the Archanaut and lost. Was it that brute? Yeah, it looks like it was. Yo, night vision's great. I'm very much enjoying these cybernetics. Is this all... It's just asphalt. We gotta use look a lot. That steam death, 100% was me just not taking time to look around enough. And it's a little bit counterintuitive. Okay, bats are friendly. It's a little counterintuitive as a Let's Player to be like, hey, let's slow down the game even more. Which is part of the reason that I wanted to take a moment earlier in the episode and just say thank you to everybody for understanding. Because it's probably going to be the case that if we want to do better, we're going to have to take it slower than we have been, which is very slow indeed. I got stuck in the asphalt, but I didn't drown or anything. That's my biggest concern moving through the asphalt, is that we'll get stuck in the pitch and just be unable to move. Wow, this underground space is huge! Look at this! Oh man, there's spiders everywhere! These are hostile, right? Yeah. Spooky cave spiders. And what are these down here? Are these giving off light? Is that why they're white? A thirst thistle. Triangular leaves pant in the salt-sucked air, and the flowerhead angles its sharp thistles to thirsty attention. 13 drams of sap. These are like real plants, right? Those I can't remember what they're called. Pitcher plants? Part of me thinks we should just go back to the stairs. What is this? A diplomacy droid. A hideous specimen. Not very good at diplomacy, it would seem. Also, a random goat. Just, you know, a cave goat. Underground goats. Aggle maggots. Oh, these are enemies, and they are listed as tough, and they have acidic mandibles. And I am returning to the previous screen. Staying away from the bottom edge until I feel relatively confident that nothing is chasing us. Okay. Have a look around over here. Is this a farmer? Right there? It's just a random water vine farmer. I mean, I guess there's a lot of water vine down here. If you could learn to survive in this place, you would be able to harvest a lot of water vine. The surprise, all he has is vine wafer sheafs. Let's just finish exploring this this downstairs area. By the way, I am sorry if this is hard to follow. With everything being the same color, it's probably... Oh, a slug whizzes past. Oh no, is this one of those spitting pigs? Yes, a slug snout. These are very scary. Also, dilute salty sleep gas miner Mark 1. Hostile, tough. Bad times. And then we ran. Hopefully they'll fight each other, or... I mean, it at least looks like we're not being followed. Uh-oh. Is that a mine? A weird, a puzzling artifact. Gee, I wonder what it could be. So it's probably a sleep gas mine. Also, there's a little guy over here. A human child. Hey, human child, would you like to... Oh. The oily giant dragonfly just murdered the hell out of that robot? Maybe tough is not as tough as I was afraid it was. Hey, kid. You have nothing to trade. Okay. I mean, he's probably the farmer's son? I got stuck. There were webs on that staircase that I didn't see. So wait, is this his oil then? No, it's just... Man. I really want some oil if it wasn't clear. So I think that's probably a sleep gas mine there. I'm gonna try to interact with it if it puts us to sleep, at least I think there's a reasonable chance we'll live because there aren't a lot of hostile things nearby. No, child, why would you do this? I was going to stand in the space next to it and try to pick it up, and then the human child heroically hurled himself upon it to save it the embarrassment. Alright, let's go downstairs. I'm too stuck to go downstairs. Can I please get unstuck? Okay. Can I please try now? Because the stairs are at the bottom of this pool of asphalt, and I can't drain it. We certainly don't have the water. Like, even if we wanted to spend hours basically bucketing asphalt out of the pool so that we could access the stairs, that's 8,000 drams of asphalt in those 4 spaces. So is there any version of this where I can access these stairs? No, I'm just not going to be allowed to go down. Well, that's a shame. I do think it's incredibly dangerous to be down here, it seems like. Unless we want to try to get that rifle and use that rifle to fight those aggle maggots, I think we should probably bounce. I mean, there's no chance I'm killing this dude, right? Tough. He does have a revolver. And, like, armor. Look at all the armor he's wearing. Yeah, probably not. Alright, let's just go back up. I'm a little bummed out, though, that we weren't able to access those stairs. Alright, we were going kind of generally to the west. I guess we can pull back up to the world map at this point. You passed by Shallop. Oh. Oh, hey! Well, that's a thing. If I hold Alt, it removes all of the tiles that are not significant, I guess? So what were these again? These are rust wells. Probably not places where we could get, copper wire, right? Maybe. I don't really know what it means to be a rust well. Is that a place where there was a lot of civilization and now everything's falling into disrepair and that's why it's rusty there? Because if so, then maybe we find some buildings and there's copper wire in the walls or something. Alright, we're going to do something. We're going to try to do this the smart way. No, that's not the button I meant. We're going to zoom in. And then from here, we're going to walk west. Pretty much straight west. And we are just going to see if we can approach safely. Because I really, really, really want to get where we're going, but I also don't want to do it in such a way that we are surrounded by enemies the moment we arrive. Ow, crocodile, right. Fight the crocodile. I am pretty killy. So we're routinely hitting for quite a bit more than we used to be, but I do feel a little fragile. Leveling up has certainly helped. It seems like maybe your base HP score is not so important, because you gain a lot of HP on a level up. Your starting HP is going to be not even the majority of your HP anymore by a fairly low level if we continue to gain max HP at the rate we have been. Like, if we were to gain, I don't know, like 6 more levels, we would have more HP from leveling up than we had when we started. So it's not like one of those games where your initial HP score is a huge predictor of future toughness, but it will take a while. Yeah, we do have to survive to actually level up. Okay, we approached Shallop from the edge. Smart move. We've almost leveled up again. And now if we run into a bunch of hostile creatures here, we have a path that we can run away to. So that's just a torch or something, right? Yeah. A brightly lit sconce. Our night vision is not necessary. Here. You spot a giant acid weep. Also an asphalt weep. Also an acid weep. So these things are just endlessly producing those substances, right? This guy is a member of the 4th Malixian people. Not a big fan of me. But it's just a plant, right? So it's not gonna chase us? Yeah, no, it seems fine. The young ivory is revealed. You pass by a young ivory. Where is that? I don't see... Usually when it says you pass by, it's because we went adjacent to something, right? But I don't see anything. Oh, it's on the tile I was on. Can we interact with it? It refuses to speak to you. Well, sure, it's a plant, so wasn't really my plan to have a big chat with it or anything. Oh dear. I've been critically hit. Right with this, he got me with his pseudopod, and I'm putting blood all in the slimes, and the bat's probably fine with it, to be perfectly honest. Let's give him a quick flurry. May as well use it every time it's off cooldown, right? We're getting there. Okay. So that door was closed for a reason. They forgot to put a sign on it that says "Don't slime, open inside." Oh no, I'm famished. Well, we have food. I should just eat some food. Okay, I'm still fairly hungry. Still, like, quite hungry. Apparently you can be hungry for a long time. Alright. I wish I had a better, like, a numerical indication of my hunger level. I don't know what hungry means. I don't know what it means that we ate 3 times and... Cider. Huh. I thought it was acid at first, but then I remembered that we were looking at it through our night vision. Brackish spiced water. How is there so much cider here? Huh. Well, you know what we could do? We could just make camp here for a second. We'll start a fire there. And then we'll cook. You toss an apricot, a snapjaw brute's left hand, a marvelous dram of water, and a snapjaw brute's left hand into a pot and stir, and then eat it. And what happened to me? Nothing. I ate. It's fine. I'm sated. So I should probably do that more often rather than eating the food in my inventory. I was kind of hoping that, you know, we would rummage the area around us. I would make something with the cider in it and get a quickness-based effect from it. But we just don't know how to cook at all, and it's a real problem. Ooh, okay. If they want to fight us, they got to come at us one at a time. Sorry, where are we at on the cooldown here? Let's just go ahead and spend it. Sorry. You know what? I probably should bind it to a thing, but I won't. Because lazy. Alright, well, we're going to level up off of killing these 3 amoebas. Or maybe it's more than 3. Certainly going to level up. And I mean, I'm kicking their asses. They're not even hitting us. That's our dodge there. They're not even. It's not even them hitting our armor and failing to penetrate. They're not even making contact, which is pretty great. But we do have an attribute point that I just totally didn't spend. So the question is, what are we heading toward? 25 agility is totally reachable, and 2-weapon fighting seems really good. Is that the place that we want to go, or do we want to try to intelligence up to Tinker 2? We're 2 intelligence short. Maybe we should try to figure out what weapon we want to use. I mean, I'm inclined to, if we're going to learn a weapon skill, I'm inclined to probably go for short blade, because short blade is, sorry, I'm hitting collapse all and open all instead of the thing I'm trying to do here. I'm still a little clumsy. I want to open 5 on the keypad. Closes that menu entirely. 6 is expand. It's a little non-ideal. So do all of the weapon classes use strength except for short blade? Well, so there are some long blade skills that are agility based. Lunge, at least. On guard requires 29 strength and 23 agility, or the other way around. You know, whatever. For the next 10 rounds, lunge and swipe have no cooldown. Oh, that's kind of a cool idea. So lunge does different things depending on what stance you're in. Man, I'm not even thinking about stances. What about... Okay, so everything but charge in here is agility based. I mean, if we end up going dual wield short blades, we can pick up a lot of value by having 27 agility is the max. It's a very short cooldown. You make a melee attack with a short blade in your primary hand. If you hit, the attack gets +2 penetration for each negative status effect your opponent suffers from. That's pretty cool. So I think we wanna focus agility for our combat stuff, and we'll just try to focus on short blades, right? That said, we're gonna stick to tinkering for the moment because we need to pick up disassemble. Yeah, that's important. So I think we're gonna spend our stat point on intelligence because I think we have enough agility for the things we need agility for quite some time. Like Rejoinder and Shank are both cool, but they're also things that we won't be able to afford for several more levels in the best case. So let's just go ahead and commit this stat point to intelligence, and the next one will go in there too. And then we'll have, so we get another one at 6, right? And then, unfortunately, 42 skill points, not enough to buy anything fun. But it's good to have disassemble. So now we can take a moment and disassemble our scrap instead of selling it, which also has the effect of lightening our inventory considerably. Disassemble. Also giving us grenade components, which I have strong feelings about. We can just fly through these real fast thanks to the fact that the top item in our scrap category is M, so I can just mash M until everything is broken apart. Okay, cool. And then let us tinker up another high explosive grenade, because I'd like to have one. Ooh, a phase conjugate high explosive grenade. So apparently every time we build one, there's some chance to gain random traits. So phase conjugate means that it shifts phase immediately before detonating, but I don't know what shifts phase actually means from a rules perspective. Let's equip the other one. You know, in case we want to suddenly hurl a huge grenade at people. What's your deal? Malexis IV. Hey, I know about you. A significant event from the life of Malexis IV. In 1591 BR, Malexis IV won a decisive victory against the combined forces of the moat-worshipping theocracy of Agana at the bloody Battle of Alanip. As a result of the battle, Alanip was so devastated by torrential glass storms that it was renamed Stained Baron. Wow. Man, imagine living in a place where there are torrential glass storms. Stained Baron is a super cool name for a thing to be called because of a horrible thing that happened there too. I'm not saying that it's cool that those people had a lot of glass rained on them, but I am saying that it's in some ways it's kind of cool. I feel sorry for them, but in some ways it's kind of cool. Whoa, what's your deal? A knoll worm. He has a crab-crushing beak, and he is turning into an arrow periodically, which means he's fast, right? I mean, if he wants to come over here and have at me, I'll have at him. Alright, you, sir, are receiving the flurry. Okay, we took a decent piece out of him. Oh no, he cleaved through my armor. Well, let's finish killing him real quick, and then I'm gonna... Does that mean my armor is gone, or it's cracked? So it doesn't exactly say what that does. Oh, it used to be 1 armor value, 2 dodge value. Now it's 0.2. So I'm assuming that that's repairable, probably, but I don't have the skill. And this is just a dead end. Well, okay then. Damn it, I slipped. Okay, we're having an interesting time here in this, a wine weep. Way up there at the top of the screen. That's interesting. My guess is a source of infinite wine is probably quite valuable. Although we'd have to figure out a way to get wine that isn't in the water? Yeah, I don't know. We've uncovered a weird thing here. I mean, all these weeps, in theory, could be generating a lot of value for us, but I don't really know what the best way to take advantage of them is. I think we should probably stop here, otherwise I'm going to play for another 45 minutes. It's very easy to get drawn into this game. But that has got to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We don't usually do videos over the weekend, but I will be doing... we will be releasing a video in this series tomorrow to make up for the fact that there wasn't one on Monday. So, come back next time tomorrow for us trying to figure out how to convert a perpetual wine machine into infinite dollars. And we'll see you then.